Are you ready to find peace in your heart? Of course you do. I'm Coach Easy, and welcome to the Cause It's Easy show. As an empowered empath, empowering mindsets, and confidence through adversity, I will help you connect and conquer. Listen in as we talk real about serious concerns in the world and learn how by working together we can make life amazing. You are the ultimate number one in your life, and that's why you can be whoever you want and do whatever you want without worrying what anyone else thinks. Why? Because it's easy with me, Coach Easy. I believe there is a path to an easier way, and having God in your life is the key. On this show, laughter is a promise, and music is the spiritual language. Because it's easy. Starts now. Welcome, everyone, to the Because It's Easy show with Coach Easy. Again, I hope everybody had a good weekend. It was a pretty decent one this week for us, except my air conditioning went out. And I was panicking. It was pretty scary. I thought, I don't have the money to pay for it if I have to replace it. But I found out it was under a 5-year warranty, and it didn't end up needing to be replaced. It got heated, believe it or not, my compressor, I guess. But so I went 36 hours dripping sweat. I sat here for about 12 hours, didn't even realize it was out until all of a sudden later in that day, I'm like, something's not right. But anyway, got up to 96 degrees in my house at one point. Pretty sad. Hottest weekend we've had probably all season. It's kind of the way it goes. But anyway, enough of that stuff. So I was going to just talk a little bit about kind of where I came to this, I guess, show, this whole, because it's easy. Some people have always asked me, what's because it's easy? What's that mean? So Coach Easy kind of stems from a nickname I got years ago. It was called me Easy E, and I didn't really like it, but I went with Easy. Easy was cool. But I've also coached youth sports for years, my daughters and of course others, and I was a coach. I was called Coach for a long time. So Coach Easy came about, and then this is the funny part. I was on, like a lot of people, I was laid off work during COVID for a while, and like a lot of people, I got on TikTok, was playing around for a couple of weeks, just watching videos, just something to do. Never been on there before, and a little bit about 2 weeks later, thought I'm going to do a video, and you have to understand how I got to that point. So me empowering people, that's kind of my skill, and giving people the will and the confidence to overcome things, right? Empower yourself. Part of that comes boundaries. You got to set boundaries so people don't kind of take advantage of you. But before all that, I was scared to even be doing this right now. I just wouldn't do it because I'd fear what people would say, hearing what people thought, right? And I tell you what, I'm very, very empowered. I don't care because I know I have good. I know I mean good. You know what I mean? But and they weren't necessarily going to say anything. It's just sometimes we get that because you get peer pressure, and a lot of people have anxiety like that, and I refuse to keep having it. I wouldn't even do an ad for a car when I was selling cars, like just because people are like, oh, you look like a dork. You know what I mean? I'm too old to care what they think anymore. Not about that. There's no reason to make fun of me, so it's kind of like, feel sorry for them, right? So I'm doing a live on TikTok, and I'm trying to find somebody because I want to start my business, right? Need a name. And I mean, all kinds of different people were saying out and kind of giving me ideas. And somebody said, because it's easy. And I was kind of like, okay, I'll put that down, never even dawned on me. And then I'd say about 2 days later, it's like, it just kind of started working. Like it was in my head, like makes sense for so many different reasons. Basically, because it's easy, because it's me, but basically because it's easy is mostly because A lot of things that we don't, let's say we do, gets us in a bad place, um, or we don't do that would have helped us out. In all essence, we did. It's something we should have done, or we could have done it because it's easy. It's easy for two reasons. It's easy not to do it because that's the lazy way, but it's also really easy if you just push through. It's not about how good you do or how bad you do. It's just doing it because you're going to do it a little better each time if you have to. For people like me with obstacles and adversities, it's not quite exactly that same way, but still, if you have a lot of adversities, a lot of different things that get in your way, obstacles that happen in your life, some people just may say, man, I just got bad luck and then give up. That's so silly because it's not that hard. It's easy to just do it. Nobody's stopping you. Don't give up because things are a little bit rough, right? Things get hard. Coward way. Can't just give up. I always say, rest, but don't quit. And I think that's good advice. Because I've slowed down. I mean, there's been times where I thought about quitting, and then a week later, it's like, yeah. So I rested. Sometimes that rest gives you a little more motivation because you know you can do it. If you started it, you can do it. Just can't give up. That's not my vocabulary. I've now there's certain things maybe you weren't meant to do when you started, and we all quit certain things. But I'm talking about you can't quit in life. You can't quit when it gets tough. I mean, you could quit building, you can quit putting a puzzle together if you want to. That's not what I'm talking about. Sometimes a puzzle takes a little bit. It's like, this is getting boring. I'm done with it, right? But I'm talking about life. Quitting because it's too hard, quitting because you're too lazy, or quitting because you're just giving up on yourself. And I mean, you can't be that way. Because let me tell you what, no matter how tough it gets, you're still here. You're still here. So it wasn't that bad. If you're in a bad way, maybe financially or whatever, join the club, but you got to push through. Stay positive. Talked about this last week. Things will start to work out. You keep that positivity and that smile, and never ever let the word can't come into your brain. And you can do anything. That's just a little bit of empowering yourself, but it's really all about just doing it. So I wanted to share a little something. I wrote a TED Talk, right? And I've sent it in 20 times, different TED Talk that they're coming up. It hasn't been picked up yet. Then I got away from it. But again, I can't quit. So I found this the other day, and I'm like, you know what? I need to start applying again because I got a message. I've definitely got a story to tell, and I think I could benefit some people just by hearing it. And it's tough. TED's a popular thing, but that's definitely I've learned some stuff watching some of those TEDs. It's pretty good, but I was just going to read a little bit to you just because it probably will benefit you. My producer's probably laughing at me right now. So it's quite the thing that the application to fill out. But if you ever had something you wanted to say to somebody, or you wanted something you had on your mind, you want to talk, maybe a speech, or you want to tell somebody, it's a good opportunity to do it. Or you get on a podcast and say it. I'm just kidding. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. I've had this thing for 2 years, and I still haven't got a chance to read it. So I'm going to read some of it at least for now. Hopefully I don't lose you, but I think you'll like what I got to say. So interesting stuff. I was just trying to find a starting point. Sorry, folks. So here's a short bio. This is kind of what spiel to them, and then they'll decide if they want to use it or not. Because you only get, I think it's 15 minutes. So it's got to be a short story. But so I'm from Des Moines. I was divorced with one daughter. I was 15 stepkids. Yep, this was 2 years ago. I raised 2 stepkids in my 14-year marriage. I'm currently working on a possible book and podcast. I am a car salesman by trade, but taking time away to pursue these ventures. As I was out of work from COVID, my mother passed away last May due to breathing and heart complications, which motivated me to pursue public speaking because my renowned faith has given me the courage and the passion to help others. I have realized that in spite of all my adversity I have faced in my life, including many years and a near-death experience, I'm still here for a reason. And getting on the stage is a great stepping stone to hopefully launch my future business and help who I can. So this plan's been in kind of effect for at least 2 years. I know that there's a lot of people out there, public speakers and all that good stuff. But everybody's different. Everybody's got a different story. Everybody's got some other message to give. And I think people can benefit from different ones. There's people I've benefited from, and there's other people I didn't. But I've watched a lot of people. I'm sure you guys can think of some right offhand. You got Tony Robbins and myself. I love Steve Harvey. I think I've mentioned that before, but he, I like his story, but his backstory kind of similar to mine. But we're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you some more of this stuff here after the break on the Because It's Easy show. Coach Easy. Be right back. Welcome back. Because It's Easy show. You're on the Transformation Radio Talk. And we're back to my TED Talk. So there's kind of a steps to it. Like they have a summary of how they want you to do it. But anyway, so this is kind of like just a couple sentence intro. It says, so I think confidence comes from doing something perfectly. No, people think that confidence comes from doing something perfectly, when really it comes down to just doing something at all. Just got to do it. Doesn't matter if you do it perfect. Confidence comes from simply taking action, and adversities are the best opportunity to practice taking confidence and building that action. So I was just getting ready. What I was just saying earlier, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to do it. It may be rough. Maybe it won't be. But if you don't do it, kind of just shoot yourself in the foot. It's like, why not do it? Just do it. Just do it. So many people give up in life, or they don't even try to succeed at something because they fear failure or rejection. We limit ourselves based on what we think our talents are or aren't. And we beat ourselves up when we do things perfectly. We think that confidence comes from doing something perfectly, when really it comes from just doing something at all. Confidence comes from simply taking action. And adversities are great opportunities to practice taking action and building confidence. We don't experience things in life we can't handle. So we must trust that every adversity happens for a reason and face life with positivity. Say it all the time. If we can get through one adversity, we can get through any future adversities. That comes our way because of the confidence those adversities build. Each time we face adversity and get through it makes that confidence a little stronger. As a result of building confidence from adversities, we own who we are without judgment and learn to love ourselves first and foremost, which enables us to love others without judgment as well. When we shift the way we see adversities from hardships to opportunities to build confidence, we can break free from perfection paralysis and instead change our lives one action at a time. I could just read better because I wouldn't be reading it if I was on stage. I have to memorize it. But if you're hurting that, it made sense. Every single time you battle an adversity, you're building that confidence a little bit more. And I guarantee you that first one, second one, third one, maybe they're all going to be tough, really tough. And then you hope you don't have too many adversities, but we have a long life. You're going to have them. They're going to be little ones and big ones. Unfortunately for me, it might have all been big. I'm just kidding. No, I've had small ones too, but like I've told people before, I didn't have a choice for the most part. Sometimes we have a choice. A lot of times we don't have a choice. We have to just do it because we don't. We either die or we get paid bills or we have to do it, right? There's some things we don't. Maybe some people just say, oh, I don't really care. I'll go live in my mom's basement or something like that, or I don't care about this or that. That becomes selfish. And nobody wants to be selfish. I don't think you want to. So I almost died. I think I've explained some of that in my first show when I was 12. That one was really, for sure, really close to death, right? Lucky man. We'll get deep into it. But so then, of course, every little thing on top of that throughout life, I explained I had a pain pill addiction because I had back surgery. I didn't know they were that good. I liked them, to be honest with you. I wouldn't even think about it now because of the going through the withdrawals of that was a real miserable time. And I know that there's kind of an opiate pandemic in the country. A lot of that's we got fentanyl coming from the border. We got, heroin being served up in the, down alleys and other places around. That's become a real problem. I'm sure it's probably a combination of all of it, but there's about 300 people a day that die. And if you really grasp onto that and you think about it, that is an unbelievable number. Think about it, 300 a day. And so that ranges from 18 to 43-year-olds. So there could be people dying that are younger or older, because I'm sure there's teenagers that are getting hooked on that stuff too. And so part of my crusade here is to, not sure I'm going to fund it, and I'm going to fund it some way, but I want to help not just people that have gotten on drugs, or even when they've gotten off of them, kind of a recovery place to, after they've been through treatment and all that stuff, just come someplace to talk. Because I know one thing you'll have if you ever get on it is you'll have severe depression once you're kind of over the addiction, but that will be a struggle as much almost. And so sometimes you just need somebody to give you some guidance, someone to keep you motivated, keep you on your accountable. And you'll be amazed at how good that feels, because trying to do it alone with no support is hard. And then on the other side of this, mostly probably for people like without fathers, mine died young. So sometimes it's just nice to have that male person that can like kind of almost give you advice or just let you know you're screwing up, or just give you some approval, right? Just somebody that because it's so hard if you have to figure it out by yourself. Like you don't know. The only thing you can tell yourself is, I'm not taking any drugs. But you want to make sure everything else is good. It's just nice to have someone. So that's kind of where I'm at. Not all people have kind of that older male to lean on. Because my philosophy has always been, I think every man should have at least a brother or a dad, somebody to kind of let them know they're screwing up, or like you said, tell them good job. You want to know if you're doing well. Because that's been a mystery for me most of my life. I'm always like, I think I'm doing a good job, or I think I'm on the right track, but about that. I mean, my friends were kind of that person for a while, but when you're 52, you can't really trust everything they say, because you should be as on point as you should with your own self, right? So just saying, that's kind of where this kind of thing came from. I would never wish on my worst enemy go through opiate addiction. And I know what happens. It's not that they're addicted to the pill as much as they don't want to feel like hell if they don't have it. That's what it comes down to. It's living hell.
And I mean, just to give you a figure, 300 opiates a day is double car wreck deaths and gun violence or gun deaths combined. So we've all heard the numbers on those. Just put your head to the fact that opiates are the number one killer in the country. It's too bad. And I've had experience, nothing to be proud about, but hey, it's made me as wise as I am today. I can do a lot of good for people. And even take down that dealer. I'm just kidding. Because it's hard to get away from somebody. They call it the plug, I think. Somebody said they call them a plug. I think something like that. So I want you guys to stay positive. That'll help you not go down that road. But everybody needs somebody to talk to. Somebody that can relate to them. Somebody that knows what they're going through, but it won't judge. And that's me. I refuse to judge people. I mean, unless they're doing something bad to me. Obviously, you're just going to kind of be mad about it. But I've always said it. Once you're perfect, then you can judge me. So don't ever listen to the haters. Never listen to the gaslighters, man. They're the jealous haters, and they just like to, they want to condemn somebody to make themselves feel better. So just know that Coach EaZy's always got your back. Positivity. I'll tell you right now, that positivity thing's changed my life. Because I was negative. Woo! And I didn't even realize how negative I was until 9 years ago. And not like my life's perfect because of it, but it's sure easier to get through the tough times if you stay positive. Because being negative, getting angry, and blaming other people, being the victim, isn't going to make your situation better. I promise you. It's probably going to make it worse. But I've always said, it's cliche, live, laugh, love, right? It's so true, though. Because laughter is euphoric, you guys. I'm not even kidding you. If you have friends that you've always laughed with, or when we were younger, I don't know if you had talk about belly laughing, where you can't even stop. You're hurting so much you're laughing. Tell me that don't feel good. Tell me you don't want more of that. That's like a natural drug in its own. And I think we are missing a lot of that in this world, or at least in this country, just being funny, having fun. All you can do is laugh at this place because it's really kind of just a joke. You can't let it bring you down. And stay positive and be different than everybody. But don't go to drugs. No, don't do that. Find humor in life. That's what I can tell you. Find people that make you laugh. And if you're funny, make them laugh. Vicious circle of laughter, man. And always know, whether you believe or not, that man up there has always got you. Never live in fear. God don't give us a spirit of fear. We go to him if we fear. And that's enough. God, I won't push money. But believe that man's here, and to believe that man's going to make things a lot better. So we're on a good path to, mark my word, life in our country is going to be a lot better. Very, very near future. I know things. But it all kind of depends on you. It's only as good as you let it be. And if you let yourself be happy, and if you're not happy, find out why and fix it. But don't sulk and don't blame other people for it. That's all I can tell you. Because it's easy. With Coach EaZy on the radio transmission network. Have a good night. Thanks.
You have been listening to the Its EaZy Show with me, Coach EaZy. Empowered empath, empowering mindsets, and building confidence through adversities. Tune in every Tuesday at 3:30 Pacific, 5:30 Central Time on TransformationTalkRadio.com, where I, Coach EaZy, will show you the easy way to make your life simple, abundant, and amazing. No matter what you have experienced in your life, you can feel positive, confident, learn to laugh, and have fun again. For more information on the Cuz It's EaZy approach, visit CuzIt'sEaZy.com. Cuz, C-U-Z, It's EaZy, EaZy.com.